What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus LIX and Z1 Extreme gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're going to check out Shining Resonance Refrain. And it ran great on the Steam Deck, so unless it hates Windows or something like that, then it should be able to be played no problem by these, as they are quite a bit significantly more powerful than either Steam Deck. So, again, unless Windows is gonna just, kind of suck a fat one, we shall see. So, let us waste no more time. And let's get that Z1 Extreme hooked up to that capture repeater, and let's go get started with some gameplay. So, we're gonna go ahead and just do 1080p high, and I thought it was gonna go well, and it did not. See how it's stuck at 800 megahertz? That's all it really wants to do, and even in the settings menu, as you can see, it came and hit 60. And it doesn't really matter even if you put everything to low. Maybe if you put everything down to 720p, you could get to close to 60, but I guarantee it'd still drop in certain circumstances.
皇女殿下直々のご視察とは知らせをいただければお迎えに上がりましたものを。
視察ではない。
と申しますと、
我が帝国がアルフヘイム侵攻に着手してすでに8年、いやもうすぐ9年の時が流れようとしている。にもかかわらず未だ皇帝陛下、父上のお望みが叶えられ、もはやこれ以上は待てぬ。速やかに成果を上げろと仰せつかい、この私が全権を委任さ、これよりアルフヘイム侵攻の指揮は私が引き継ぐ。貴公たち、教会特務騎士団ベイオウルフも
もとより我ら刻印協会の信徒一同、帝国の国教として陛下より厚きご信にお詫びの申し上げようがございません。
詫びなどは必要ない。それよりも今後のことを考えるべきだ。指揮を引き継ぐにあたり、いくつか確かめておきたいことがある。その中で交流を宿した少年のことだ。遠征軍より挙げられる報告書には私も全て目を通してきた。その中には一通として交流のことに触れたものはなかった。これは
報告に値しなかったということです。皇女、
報告に値せぬ。貴公は面白いことを言うな。ユグドラシルの中でその交流が発見されたことが報告に値せぬというのか。
それに関しては担当の者からご説明を。
わかりましたよ。実はですね、あの少年が交流をそれ以来何年もかけて研究を重ねたものの、非常に残念なこと。ただ高純度の竜エネルギーの保持は
どうも。 何かご用でしょうか。
よし。
So, same exact settings as on the Z1 Extreme, and it does the exact same thing, stuck at 800 megahertz. So, it too gives us not great performance. There are some spots where it seems like it's doing better, but then it goes right back to sucking in other spots. So I will say it is slightly better, but still not a great experience by any means. So, I don't know, it must just be something to do with the GPU driver or something going on here. Hopefully it'll change sometime in the past. I can come back and try it again later. But for now, we kind of get a piss poor experience. But let's get some gameplay anyway.
こんにちは。元気か？あら、おかえりなさい。あなたたちのこと、ほら、バローズおじさん。あの子がそうよ。
おお、待ちかねたぞ。お前が例の交流を宿している少年か。王から話は聞いておる。バローズだ。よろしく頼むぞ。
こちらこそ。
あのね、ユマ、この人はお父様と一緒にずっと戦ってきた方なのよ。ねえバローズ団長、あなたが海猫邸に来たってことはまたドラグナーに何かの依頼があったのかしら。
は、実はですな、姫様。町の外に凶暴なモンスターが現れまして。
モンスター？お城の騎士団では対処できないぐらい強そうな相手なの？ドラグナーでなければ。
詳しくは分からんのですが、あいにく騎士団の方でも別の案件が立て込んでおるものですから。
そう、分かったわ。じゃあその依頼についてはドラグナーたちに
ねえソニア、この宿には。
ええ、そうよ。海猫邸を拠点にしているドラグナーはキリカの他にあと2人、全部で3人。アストリアの公式な任務がない時には私が窓口になってマルガの町の人たちから相談や依頼事。マルガに限らずアストリアの人々はみんなドラグナーに憧れと称賛の眼差しを向けて、そもそも アストリアが建国されてアルフヘイムを治められるよ。アルモニクスを奏でて特別な魔法を使いこなし、誰よりも勇敢に戦うドラグナーにアストリアの人々は守られてきたの。
アルモニクスってキリカやエクセラが使ってたあの楽器みたいな武器のこと？
そうよ。大昔あなたに宿っている光竜がアルモニクスを生み出して人々に与えたと言われているわ。アルモニクスは全部で7つあるけど、そのうち3つが、そして最後の1つは
ウェルラント。そういえばキリカはそこから来た。
アストリアとウェルラントは昔からの同盟国なの。エルフたちにとってもここはさてと、モンスターの依頼の件だけど、
ソニアが行くの？
偵察ぐらいでドラグナーを煩わせるわけにはいかないでしょ。
ああ、姫様、その偵察の方ですが、念のためこの
僕も？
大丈夫よ、バローズ団長。相変わらず過保護ね。偵察ぐらい別に私一人で問題ないわよ。
しかしですな。
エマさん、ユーマにお茶でも出してあげて。それじゃ。
お、姫、お待ちを。姫、ほら、エマ、なぜ姫をお引き止めせんのだ。これでは計画が。
計画って何のこと？バローズおじさん。
いや、なんでもない。気にせんでくれ。いや、そんなことより。おい、お前は姫を一人で行かせるつもりなのか？なんと情けない。それでも男か？
でもソニアは様子を見に行くだけだって。
ぐちゃぐちゃ抜かすな。今すぐにお前も姫の。
どうして？なんでそん。
反論しても無駄です、光竜様。バローズ殿はとても頑固な方ですから。それでは私もご一緒いたします。すぐに追いかければ町の外でソニアに合流できると思いますので、参りましょう、光竜様。
Well, alright, let's get some camera recorded gameplay. And I don't know what this game's problem is on here, but this is definitely not exactly great performance. And it's just because it won't clock the GPU up. I don't have anything limiting it or nothing. I thought something was weird when we got done with some cutscenes and we were doing a flyover of this whole area and it dropped under 60 and it's like, what? The Steam Deck was getting like 200-300 FPS in some of these spots. I mean, some of the times. There's no way this thing's that weak. Then I looked, I'm like, oh, it's because it's 800 megahertz. Then it clocked up to 2700 for like a split second, and it took our FPS in the same flyover scene up to like, I think it was 80 to 98. But then it dropped right back to 800, and that's where it's sat ever since. So, yeah, this is the experience you'd have on here. Can't even maintain 30 everywhere. And I've already tried putting it down to low real quick, and that does not get us 60 all of a sudden, because it still won't clock up. Can't go in there. Alright, so this is one of those games where you have to find one of those. You can't just save wherever you want. I also must want to try something. Is it just a glitch? Let's try like quitting the game and going back in real quick. Because I'd hate to make the whole thing be like this terrible FPS. Is there a way to leave the game from here? No? Oh, title screen. Aha. See, look. Now we're getting like 400 FPS. Because it's actually clocking the screen up. The screen. Clocking the GPU up. So let's just quit completely out. Because this could just be a capture card making everything suck thing, maybe. I have no idea. Could be a plethora of issues. But let's just see what it does with a simple reload. I didn't want to reload and do freaking 20-30 minutes of freaking dialogue off screen again to get back to where I was. But we found a save point, so I figured might as well restart. Because if you tell people I didn't even try restarting, then they're gonna go, what the hell is wrong with you? Alright, this part seems okay. Alright. Nope. You're just stuck with it at 14, 15 watts at 800 megahertz in this game. Sad. Yeah, this would be absolutely not a fun way to play the game at all. Like, you might be able to get playable FPS if we put it down to 720p and everything on low, but I still feel like it's going to drop under. And why make it look that bad? Like, it is 100% because it won't clock the GPU up. I'm hoping it's just an Ally issue, but we'll see. Maybe it's a Windows issue. We'll have to get to the fire bat. Or it might just be this thing. Maybe we'll get on the X and now do just fine. Now, it can handle little things like this because there's nothing going on. But it's still all over the place. Okay, sounds simple enough, just like every other RPG. You get some gold, you can buy some shit. Alright, what do we got? 580? We got 3 of those. 0 of those, but that's really expensive. But that'd take basically all of it. I don't really want to spend that. I think we'll just hold off for now. Okay, so we can collect stuff. That's probably what those seeds we picked up earlier are for. Ah, so materia. Screw that. We're gonna run around the city more. Yeah, that's a shame. If the GPU would clock up, we could get easily playable performance in this game. Now I wonder if it's just going to do this on this thing, or both allies, or everything Windows, or just the AMD on the Windows. Because Steam Deck didn't have a problem with clocking the GPU up. That shit was working completely normally. Yeah, we can't even maintain 30. Gross. I know not everybody cares about that, but that's just kind of jarring. Because when you fall into this thing's VRR, that's when it obviously doesn't help. And then you can notice all this shit. I believe it only goes to like 48 or something like that. So we're well under that. Yeah, this is not a good experience. I'm hoping it's just this thing. That would be, I mean, not great, but still cool that it's not everything giving us this piss poor performance. But why don't we go and move on over to the X, and I guess we'll see. Well, alright, let's get some camera recorded gameplay now. Unfortunately, it does the same thing as the Z1 Extreme. That GPU just wants to be 800 megahertz most of the time. And I have no idea why. But that is an absolute shame. And I already tested turning down into low. I didn't try turning it down to 720p and low. Because it would be nice to at least leave you guys with something that gives you playable performance. Even if it does come at a graphical cost. So, once we get out of this and go back outside, we can try that. Okay, just like most ends. Okay. Well, you can't say it doesn't tell you how to play. It comes up with a lot of tutorials. Well, I already botched up talking to that one chick because I accidentally clicked buttons too much and gave the wrong answer. Alright. Okay. And now all of a sudden it's giving us more than playable FPS. What the absolute hell is going on? Yeah, see, this is more of what I was expecting.
Yosh.
Oh, nope, there we go. Dropped down to 30 for a second there. This is still much better than the other one. Who are you? Uh-oh, we got weather. Okay. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie, I did not pay the slightest bit of attention to where that lady went. Hey, where'd she go? You're not gonna tell me again, are you? I should have paid better attention. You know, there's still spots it chugs, but this is still a much better experience than the other one. I don't know what was going on with that. Am I supposed to go this way? Probably. She probably left town. Yep, there we go. That stuff happened, so yeah, here, now I'm helping. Yep, that's about right. Oh good. I like maps. Not knowing where to go is not fun. Alrighty. Alright, come on. Yeah, it still has its moments where it's all wonky and slow. Still, not a great experience at all. And it's because of that damn GPU. I don't know why it doesn't want to clock up, but that's about all I can take of that nonsense. Hopefully the rest of the systems don't do that, and we'll be able to see if it's Windows or just the Allies' fault and when I do the Lenovo, because it's basically the same thing as these things, only with SteamOS. But anyway, let's wrap up, shall we? Alright guys, that's a wrap for Shining Resonance Refrain, and seemed to have some big issues here. I was not expecting it to do that. I figured it would be going to get like 500, 600 FPS, but nope, it couldn't even get a constant 30 everywhere. Now the X had times where it was acting like it was going to be better, but then it still had times, like during a battle I did, where it was still dropping down into the 30s. And I really don't think, oh, how dare you go off. Sorry about that. I like to try to make them stay on. It's not really a big deal, but I don't know. I just think it looks better that way. But anyway, the X did a little bit better, but it still had some issues. Speaking of which, I should probably do that because that one's probably about ready to go off too, you know? But it still had its issues, and it was just having not a great experience, really. Now, I'm hoping that a Lenovo can do better, but it's the same exact thing other than having SteamOS on it and having a little bit more RAM and shit like that, but bigger screen and stuff like that. Obviously, there are differences, but at the end of all, the chipset's still basically the same. So, unless it's a Windows thing, it should be similar. But the Steam Decks did excellent, but we never really got to this town area. So, maybe they too would just just suck and be at like 400 megahertz or something and get like 12 FPS. But I don't think so, the way it was acting. But no way to really know unless I went back and tried. Either way though, we'll see how it does within the Lenovo. That's the last handheld to do, but that is about that for this video. So I hope you guys still enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.